Witcher Mercury fans, it's Speedball Harlow, and today for you guys, I have for you the latest in Gundam technology, the one and only Gundam Aerial from Witcher Mercury's high grade line. Oh, and before I forget, guys, in case you haven't seen the anime yet, spoiler alert in case, in case I have to use any references, guys. But yeah, now back to this. Yes, today we are looking at the high grade Aerial Gundam, and this was a fun build, guys. It was very unique. It's interesting and surprised me in ways. For one, I was very surprised with the, well, yes, interframe system. That's right, this kit uses an interframe system for a high grade. Now, of course, that's not too surprising because a good number of high grades nowadays have interframes and such, though sadly, there are some lines that have them, and unfortunately, they have flaws to them. But it doesn't mean, they're bad. I'm just going by the fact. But that's actually a good fact with Ariel here because as I have both built, seen, and I have heard, so far the interframes of the Witch line have not had any problems. That's right. That and very a good thing because sadly a lot of times an interframe system may, unfortunately, over time, playage, usage, etc., may become very loose and floppy and just ragdolly pretty much. But luckily, I have not heard any problems like that with the Witch line's interframes. Though from I'm not 100%, but I don't believe all the kits have them. But at least the Gundam lines, I believe, do have an interframe type system. I think I'm not 100%, guys. But yeah, but this was definitely an interesting factor to this kit, and I'm very glad it has it because it was easy to put together. And once you have if you just start with the interframe system, the armor just easy to put on if you wanted. Other than that, what else was interesting? Oh, another interesting detail, of course, was the pre-molded detailing parts, or the, as you guys can obviously see right here, the sensor detail parts right there that are activated when the Aerial Gundam activates this system. Now that was an interesting part, guys. I really do like it because it's separate from the kit, of course. And if you don't want to have to use the decals, guys, because you do actually get standard clear parts for the chest here that you could just put stickers on to do the exact same effect. But I just like the fact that these pre-molded ones look really nice. They do. They're clean. They're very easy to take off the runners, and you don't have to worry about the cleanup affecting the details. So I do like that. And like as you can see, they're easy to install. And of course, if you were wondering, yes, if you remove these parts and replace them with the leftovers, because you will have those clear parts left over from the original, that you can of course just use as standard parts in here. Because normally the Aerial Gundam doesn't have these active. Most of the time they're just well, black, pretty much dark, and just not in use. So you could set that up if you want and just swap the plates out later. And I do like that it went through the whole body, though. Of course, sections like these here on the thighs and on here on the back here, unfortunately, no, those are stickers still. So unfortunately, you can't swap those out. Sorry, guys. But not a huge problem because for the leg section, you actually want those there for good reasons, for detail, and because if you didn't, you'd literally, no joke, have hollow legs because you could actually see into the leg system. You could literally just look through the window right here and you'd be able to look actually at the joints and all that. And you're like, oh, wow, I can see into that. But I don't think you'd want that, of course. As for the backpack, pretty much it'd just be blue. That's all that's really behind there, guys, if you're wondering. But yeah, this was a very good build. I like it. And the detailing on this kit impressed me, especially the color separation, guys. I especially love that. And well, for those who have built a good number of high grade kits, especially new Gundams from series, you guys will of course already know that a common detail that is normal for these type of kits is that there's stickers for the heads, for like the V fins, or for the facial details, etc., like that. But this kit loved it because it fixed that. It has none of really does not have any need for stickers in the on most of those areas. For I mean, literally, the head is practically all color separate parts. I love that. I mean, literally, the yellow you see here on the side of the head, normally you'd probably have to use a sticker. Guess what? Separate part. The chin, separate part. Crest on the top, all separate parts, guys. And the eyes, that highly surprised me, guys, because the eyes are actually molded in a green, that's right, green plastic. So, which means, guys, if you didn't really want to use the decals, the just anything you normally would do, you literally could just plop the head part together. I mean, even oh, back cameras are always usually stickers on high grades and such, but this one, nope. It's just one green part. Now, of course, you can use a little paint if you wanted to bring out the eyes, like if you wanted to active eyes when the eyes glow and such. Or if you want, like it shows here on the decal sheet, you can use a set of red eyes, though, to my knowledge, I don't remember ever using red eyes in the show. And I've always, in fact, some people have said that she uses blue eyes at times, but, yeah. That's all I know there, guys. But yeah, other than that, yeah, the head is really good. In fact, it reminds me a lot of the entry grade line kits where you can just build the head completely. It's just really cool. All you really need to do is just use a little panel lining, just on the yellow, and if you want for the Vulcans on the head, which is another fun fact, guys. The Vulcans are actually a part as well. They're not just white in the head and you have to paint. Nope, it's just a separate part built into the head. I love it. Ooh, you gotta love that. The only thing that you have to detail a little bit is up here on the head itself. I'm gonna try to get it in, guys. Uh, you might be able to see it, but the sensor, where pretty much where the red here is, the crest, pretty much it molds into the head, and the clear part you're supposed to put on top, and it pretty much be just all red on the inside. But of course, if you look at the sticker right here, this one right here, there's some black in there to separate it, of course, for the detailing. Now, of course, in the actual show, from what I have seen, the actual sensor is supposed to have more of like a claw shape at the end. Maybe it's only from one or two scenes that happened, but it just looks like different details. Another fact I noticed too from the anime and this is that the sticker sheet shows gold inside the red here, as you guys can see. But to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, I have not really seen any yellow effect on the actual sensors in the show. So maybe I missed it. However, but just that. Let's see. Other than that, for details, ooh, I definitely like the yellow parts here, guys. As you can see around the whole kit, all the yellow guys is separate, and that's a blessing in a way for high grades because a lot of the times for a high grade and for the new Gundam in the franchise, usually yellow is a percent of the times going to be a sticker. But luckily enough for Aerial, it's complete separate. The only actual thing you have to do for the yellow parts themselves, guys, is as you can see all the lines that are in them. Pretty much it's all molded, guys, in one color, so you would have to use a little panel line to separate all the detailing in there. But that's easy to handle. Other than that, the other detail is this section here on the back of the feet is gray. So yeah, as you can see, they are gray, but that's only because of paintwork. They would normally just be their standard molded colors. So yeah, heads up there. Same with right here under the foot, and and the shoulder right there, that red stripe, that's the sticker and such as well. But like I said, that is pretty much it, and that is so easy to handle. A lot of people can easily do that with no problems, guys. Yeah, now on to the fun parts of articulation. Let's start with the arm. It can do a full 360 with no problem. Now with the armor attached, this is pretty much how far the arm can go up. And shoulder, of course, is separate. So yes, you can bring it up as far as it goes. The arm can, of course, do a full 360 on here. The elbow can go up about that far. Hand can go that, and of course, 360. The only thing I note with this is if you move the arm a lot, in and out and such for poses, after you can, however, push the part out of the actual inner frame. It's not uncommon. It's a peg, so it can just slide off. It's not uncommon. And I noticed with like this armor right here, this white section here, guys, it plugs in with no problem, but it can pop out just like that, if it wiggles out too much or something like that. But other than that, that's easy to handle, nothing to worry about. Let's see. Waist, as you guys can see, it can go about that far now with the armor. And I noticed, yeah, I can do a full 360 with no problem. The head, I noticed, though, it seems to have limited now. I mean, the neck can go, all the way around here, and the head can do a 360. But I've noticed here and there, it's hard. It might be a challenge to put it in certain poses because I bumped into the armor a couple times that way. What else? Oh, the shoulder, as you can see, is separate too because of the inner frame. It can only go so far though. See, right there. It's not a problem though. I did notice though, if you push too far with that, you can pop out the blue armor here that pops in the sensor detail there. So just a heads up. What else? Of course, the legs. She can move her front leg about that far. That far. Normally, there's like a skirt armor on the back that would block it, but no, in this case, it's just how far it can go. Yeah, but the leg, of course, can compensate when it does that. And the way the foot's designed, you can twist the foot as far as you will, like that way. And the back actually does the same because the foot's actually separate. It's two parts built onto the frame, so you could do it that way, of course, and things like that. And this little armor right here can move up and down, no problem. That's about it there. And yeah, that's pretty much most of the armor's articulation gimmick. So yeah, other than that, you of course have the beam sabers in the back. Unfortunately though, guys, like you've seen in the anime, it normally can fold over so the Gundam can pull them out. And unfortunately, it doesn't here. You can still pull them out, no problem for the beams, but unfortunately, you can't actually bend it forward. Sorry, guys, if you were hoping that. But yeah, let's see. Other than that, what else? So of course, the biggest gimmick, of course, is her special Gundam shield, her shield of justice. or I guess in the case since we're talking about witches, the shield of magic. But yeah, this is of course her fun shield weapon, and it's really cool, guys, of course, because of the special gimmick it has that, to my knowledge, most Gundam shields do not have, and that is, of course, the disassemblage to make armor and, of course, weapons or funnels. And that was a fun gimmick to reveal and, of course, to build, because everything you see on here you can separate, and it, of course, can do as I said. The only part that you'd have left over is this gray section right here on the back, guys. That's the shell, so to speak, and you have to assemble it onto it, so you can, of course, attach it onto any part of the body with the pegs, which is fun because if you take this peg out for the gun, you can of course swap it, and now you can carry it with no problem. And yeah, just for fun, why don't we put it here on just right here? Why not, right? Why not? Occurs now. Let's look at real quick before we have more fun with the shield. Let's take a quick look at her gun. This, of course, is the new and latest in Gundam gun technology. It's very simple to put together. It's literally just two parts, squeezed together. Detail-wise, other than a little paneling, of course, is this camera right here, which normally for a Gundam camera, it's usually like a green, yellow, something like that. In hers, it's actually just a lighter gray. Yeah, interesting detail. And of course, like I showed you with sorry, this little peg part you can attach it onto the gun or onto the body. And of course, now she can carry her gun however she'd like. Now, of course, the fun detail with this little gimmick setup is that if you'd like, because with the gun you get this really cool beam effect that's, I believe, supposed to represent a beam and actual blast effect, I think. I'm not 100% on that one, guys. But what's cool is that you can attach it simply like that. And if you attach it to the back, like such, if you want it, you now have a beam effect for flight. I mean, literally, it's just for fun, guys. Just for fun. I thought about that, and I'm sure many have done that, so just for fun. Let's see. Other than that, what else? What else? Oh, yes, you do get beam sabers if you're wondering too. And these are the flat kind, guys. Those are the nice ones because they give you that blade look better. Simple and easy and such. Other than that, uh, hmm. Oh, for leftovers, like I mentioned, you will only have the clear parts in the chest. And lastly, that's actually it there in the beam parts. Now, lastly, before I forget, why don't we do a quick comparison with some other Gundams, aka her predecessors, starting with the most recent and well-known of the Gundams from the early 2012s, 2015, etc., the Gundam Barbatos from IBO, her predecessor before her. And then, of course, for fun, let's throw in a classic like the Gundam Exia. Gotta love that. And of course, we can't have a comparison with Family's Gundams without the granddaddy of all Gundams, this one that started it all, of course, the RX-78 with, of course, Aerial. Wow, that just wow, guys! Look how it's like a whole time gap difference. You got the early '80s setup to the 2020s setup. I mean, just wow, the difference in time, guys. Am I right? All right. Let's see. Before I forget to, guys, lastly is this. Do I recommend this Gundam? Highly. I highly recommend it, guys. So far, the Witch line has impressed me. I love it, and I'm going to be building more soon enough. So yeah, if you're going to pick one up, I hope you can. Because sadly, I have seen a good number of these kids resell, and very quick. So yeah. And of course, I will try to post any links I can find in the description below and such. So yeah, lastly, guys, if you give me 1 second, I will disassemble the shield so you guys can, of course, see Aerial Gundam reassembled with her new armor. And there you got it, guys. There's her Aerial in all of her armored up glory. She looks amazing with her attack mode up, with her funnels all attached, ready to fight. And as you guys can see, she wields those beam blades with power behind it. I love it. And I cannot wait to see the upcoming, just announced, Gundam Aerial Modified type. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting build, guys, because from what I can tell, guys, if you guys like this kit, you're going to like that one because it utilizes this kit for a percent of the actual build. Just a heads up. So, yeah, that's about it for today, guys. I thank you all for coming. Of course, I hope you're enjoying your hobbies. You're all doing good. And yeah, hopefully you'll see more Aerial Gundam builds soon enough. And of course, the next in my Witch of Mercury series I will be building will be involving the Aerial Gundam for details. You'll have to wait to see. Other than that, I thank you all for coming.